So I'm going to use clean water, and just go straight across with clean water. And you can see, because it's dry, because the paint's dry, it hasn't disturbed it. If that had still been wet, then that paint now would be all over the place. And then quickly, while it's still wet, just pull down some reflections. Just trying to copy the colours above it. Doesn't have to be exact, as long as it's there or thereabouts. You can see they're not an exact match, but it's not a million miles away, and it still gives the viewer the impression of a reflection. So that's those in. Now we've done all the middle ground now, so we can come right down into the foreground. So again, I'm going to clean the brush. Now if I was at home, I'd get the air dried out now and give it a quick dry, but it's not essential. We can carry on. We can carry on as we are. So what I'm going to do now is some trees, some bigger trees over on this right hand side. In fact, what I might do is switch to the number 3 rigger. Plenty of water. Just dip the brush into your water and get plenty on the palette. And then I'm going to go into the dark colour. I'm just going to mix burnt umber and ultramarine, and then the foreground's going to start around here. So if I go about there, and then there's a big tree, that sort of goes up there like that. Big thick. Don't forget to do your trunks at the bottom nice and thick. That sort of really gets thick down at the base, and then the sort of limbs. Come out like that. And there's a smaller one, just a smaller one right next to it. And then to the right of that we've got some of the little ones. And moving over to the left, this I'll put in. I'll just put him about here. I'm just going to make him go straight between these two islands. There is another one right there, but I'm going to leave that one out. Remember, you can always, you're the artist, you can put in and leave out whatever you want at the end of the day. You can always move the elements around to suit what looks best for the composition. I'm just cleaning the brush again, taking the excess water off on this lip, and then I'm just going to give it a good dry. Give the brush a good dry, and then while it's drying I've also got the hairs are going all over the place, like so. And then just to create the impression of all these little twigs and branches right at the tips of the tree. I'm not going to sit there with the rigger painting every single one of them. I'm going to go into raw sienna and burnt umber, touch of ultramarine. Basically pretty much the same mix as what we'd use for the putting the trunks in. And then I'm just going to just very, very lightly. Just very, very lightly. I'm barely touching the paper, just putting in the little twigs and stuff at the end, just at the tips of these trees. So I'm going to do the bottom bits now. So I'm going to clean the brush again, bring all the ears back together, and then all the bushes and stuff at the bottom, raw sienna, burnt umber, bit of ultramarine, and then just sort of flicking down, really, just sort of short jabs at it. And I don't want to get too iron and cover these reflections, so that'll do for that. And then maybe we can even get the nails in and just flick a few little grasses growing up like that. Clean the brush, still with the hake. Take off the excess water on the lip on this water jar, and then I'm going to put the grass in now. So I'm going raw sienna and lemon yellow, and I'm just going to do just a very quick sweep. And then again, raw sienna, lemon yellow, touch of ultramarine. Keep burning it. And then right in this foreground we got a few more twigs and whatnots. So I'm going to burnt umber, bit of light red, bit of ultramarine, and again just flicking, not too much red though. And maybe just flicking up a few little bits and pieces. Get the fingernails in there and really scrape a few. little darker areas down the bottom. Can even, if I get my little card, plastic card, just scraping a few little rocks. Just using the very corner and going from left to right. Again, try not to overdo it. Before you know it, you just scrape the whole lot off. If you do scrape too many off, remember, just go back in and paint over it again. It's not the end of the world. And then, I think all that's left to do. You see lots of birds flying around. So, back to the rigger. Into a darkish colour. It doesn't really matter which one, could be anything really. And then where should we put them? Maybe a two or three birds just flying around. If we look at the finished painting, we can see how it's just a loose impression of the scene we've got before us.